Hey everybody, welcome. It's Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy here. As always, a warm welcome. Thanks for tuning in and watching the video today. What I've got for you today is a very late ball review. This is the Mizuno, whatever you want to call it, RB Tour X golf ball. Came out earlier this year and I never got a chance to review it when it was first launched. It was one of those things I meant to do and never got round to it. And I thought, hey, I've got a spare half hour. Let's do a little review on this golf ball and see how it performs. So stay tuned, a full review coming right up. So I think the first big question we've got to ask ourselves about this new Mizuno Tour golf ball is, do we need another Tour performance golf ball on the market? I mean, let's have a think about it. There are lots and lots of them out there, isn't there? First one you'd think of is the Titleist Pro V1, and then you've got that new AVX, which is designed a little bit more for amateurs rather than pros, I believe. Never hit it. You've got Shrixons, you've got Bridgestones, you've got TaylorMades, you've got Callaways. There's a lot and more that are Schnell, you've got Vice golf balls and loads of others, you know, Wilson's, that you can play. So do we need another Tour high performance golf ball? Well, Mizuno obviously thinks so. They want to get in on the action, and why not? The first thing I'd love to find out from the people who watch my videos around the world is, have you seen the Mizuno golf balls in your golf store, your pro shop, or wherever you buy your golf equipment from? Can you buy them in America? Can you buy them in Australia? Can you get them in the UK at your pro shop? Or is it something you're not seeing much of? Price-wise, these are going to retail in the UK at the moment at just under £40 a dozen. I've seen them in the States at around about $40 a dozen. Obviously golf ball prices can fluctuate a little bit. If you hear any background noise, I don't know if this will pick it up. There's a guy with a pneumatic drill outside making a right old racket. So apologies if you hear that in the background. What was I saying? Yeah, around about $40 in the States, £40 over here. Now, to put that into context, I did a quick search this morning on the internet, and the date today is around about the 20th of November, somewhere around there, mid-November 2019. And you can get Pro V1s online at the moment from American Golf in the UK at £36.99 a dozen. So as we stand right here, these are £3 a dozen more expensive, but I've got a feeling the Pro V1s are on a special offer at the moment. I think you would normally pay, there's always a deal on golf balls, isn't there? You know, if you buy loads, you can get them cheaper. So prices will fluctuate. Let me tell you a little bit about this RB Tour X golf ball. We'll flash up some pictures and some images and some data up there. There's the RB Tour and there's the RB Tour X. I'll try and get my hands on some of the Tours, but this is the Tour X. Compression is soft, driver spin is mid to low, greenside spin is high, construction's 4-piece, it's got 360 dimples on them, and the cover is urethane. These balls are made for Mizuno by a company called Feng Te, who are based in Taiwan, and you might think, why is he telling me that? Who cares? What's quite interesting is that they made all of Nike's premium golf balls when Nike are in the golf ball business, and Mizuno are at pains to say that this is not a sort of a Nike ball rebranded. It's been designed from the ground up. Tell you a little bit more about it. It's a faster tour. I'm just reading straight off this Mizuno pamphlet. A faster tour ball with incredible performance in the wind due to Mizuno's drag-reducing seed dimple. Soft and responsive around the greens with a 4-piece construction and a high-traction urethane cover. Mid-low driver spin, I said that before, for flat to upward attack angles. So there we have it. We are going to take the RB Tour X in the hitting area. I'm going to hit it with, what shall I do? I think I'll hit it with a mid-iron, I think I'll hit it with a wedge, and I think I'll have a couple of hits with a driver and just get some numbers back. Before I do that, I'd like to just hit a few putts of it, a couple of chips. I probably won't film that or else the video will go on for about 4 days, but I'll just give you a little bit of a feedback once I get over in the hitting area, how it felt on putting and chipping. So we're going to do that and then we'll get in the hitting area and hit some shots. Right, stay tuned, I'll be right back. So I've just been on the putting green, hit a few putts and done a couple of chips. Does the ball feel soft? Yeah, no big surprise, it does feel pretty soft. Does it feel super soft? Not really. It just kind of feels pretty much like any other premium golf ball does. You know, it's not clicky off the face. It seemed to produce a nice bit of check spin with the chips. It felt really nice off the face. Second test, we're going to hit some wedges. I've got a 54-degree Ping Glide 3.0 wedge, which I would expect to carry somewhere between 95 and 100 yards. I've got GC2 set up. I've got the green set to soft. Let's get in there, hit 2 or 3 with these, and get you back some spin numbers. Let's have a little hit. Not a bad strike. Slightly thin if I was being a little critical. Oh, I haven't done my scientific test, which I like to do, the bounce test, bouncing a ball on the club face. Probably the least scientific thing you could do to test a golf ball, but it gives you a little bit of the sound, the feel. I felt a little softer, but it's pretty soft. It's soft enough. That really proved nothing what I've just done, did it? But it allowed me to show off bouncing a golf ball on a club face, which is quite unnecessary. Right, let's hit one a bit harder. That was a good strike. Pushed it a little bit. Club speed's up. That should be pretty much bang on about 95. We'll check some numbers out in a minute. 96 yards of carry. Got a little bit of zip back on that one. Does feel nice off the club face, got to admit. I like it. And again, pretty nice strike as well. Okay, there's one slightly thin one and 2 good strikes on that. Let's just bring you up some quick data. Let me bring you, this is very unprofessional, isn't it? I'm bringing you in a little bit closer without pausing the video, which is, should edit, but hey, I'm sure you'll forgive me for that one. Swinging the 54-degree wedge around about 65 miles an hour, which is about me. I'm interested in the backspin rate here, and I'm averaging, obviously backspin rate's dependent on strike a little bit. First one a little bit thin. Second and third one I hit really well. Got one spinning at 10,400, lots of spin, and then 9.8. Average spin rate there, just under 10,000 with a 54-degree wedge. So that's a pretty high spinning. And again, there'll be arguments to say that's too much spin. You know, if you're going to do that, you saw a couple of those balls backing up. It kind of looks impressive, but you've got to start factoring in the ball coming back. Anyway, that's with the wedges. Let me reset everything up. I'll grab a 7-iron and we'll hit some full shots of a 7-iron, and then we'll hit some drives. I'll be right back. Okay, time for a mid-iron test now. I've got a 7-iron in my hands. I've got my trusty Ping S56, one of my favourite irons from Ping, this one. Hit it every day, I love it. Got a green down there at about 160. Let's have a hit. Ooh, customary slight pull, but we'll leave it in there. This is more just to give us a little bit of feel on backspin rates. 147 carry, that's quite short, that one. Let's go again. That's better strike, that's the number. That's the one, hit that really well, just drew it off target a little bit. But that was out the middle of the club at my normal sort of swing speed. Let's just dive in, have a little peeky at that one. I'm not going to bring the camera in again. I hope you can see this from here. Interesting, a 154 carry from 80, well, say 113 miles an hour ball speed. That's about where I'd want to be. Pretty high spin number, that. Look at that, 7,115. That's quite high. I mean, I like that because, I mean, it's going to stop. I don't think it's going to lose me much distance unless I was into a little bit of a headwind, but, you know, 7,000 revs with a 7-iron. Is that too high? Is that too low? Remember, this is the 34-degree loft on this 7-iron. Now, obviously, if I hit some of the stronger 7-irons on the market, that number would come down. But for me, being quite a low ball hitter, I quite like to generate a bit more backspin. so I can keep that ball in the air and get it to land a little bit softer. Very interesting, I like it. Final thing is to hit a few drives. Don't go away. Okay everybody, the final test is to hit a couple of balls with the driver. You're going to find this interesting because I've hit a couple of warm-up shots and, well, let's not give too much away. I'm quite a low ball hitter. Low ball hitter, quite low spinner. I've got a 9.5 degree here. If I got Mizuno ST190G, and I've got a Kurakagi, whatever you want to call it, in stiff in here. Let's see what happens. That was not a bad strike. Little fade, which is a shot I'm trying to work on personally, being a drawer stroke hooker with my driver. I'm trying to hit a little fade, so I appreciate these aren't going to be going a long way, but that's the shot shape I'm after. Let's hit one more. Oh, that was a little bit pulley, that one. We'll leave it in there. This is really just to get spin numbers more than anything else. Obviously, this is where the ball striking and delivery and all that sort of stuff, angle of attack, will influence the numbers. One more. Oh, that's my perfect new shape there, the little soft fade. This is unknown for Andrew Ainsworth to hit fades. Let's go in and look at that last shot. So, this is what I'm finding very interesting. Again, hope you can see the numbers from back there. 11 degree launch angle, a ball speed of 145 miles an hour, but look at the spin rate on this. Spinning at 3,500. Now, that's way too much spin for a driver. That's really killing my distance. 231 carry. I would be and that was a pretty good strike, and I know I'm hitting it with a little bit of fade there, but even so, the launch was good. I would be expecting a lot more carry distance than that. So for me, this ball, this Tour X RB is spinning way too much of a driver. I don't know what I'd have to do to get the spin off. I wouldn't want to put less loft. I'm already at 9.5, and I say the shaft is pretty good. So I enjoyed hitting it with a putter. I enjoyed chipping with it. I enjoyed the wedge play and the mid-irons, but for me with the driver, it's way too spinny. I would need to hit a really low spinning headed driver there to get that spin rate down. And into a little bit of headwind, I would be killed with that amount of backspin. It would be just ballooning and stalling and, you know, going nowhere. Anyway, let's sum up what we think of this golf ball. All round, it's pretty good. Is it changing the world? No. Is it better than anything else out there at the moment? No, not in my opinion. It's a great golf ball. It's a tough market, isn't it? Golf ball market, a lot of competition. People are very brand aware these days. So it's a tough market for Mizuno to break into, but do you know what? I don't think they're too worried. Mizuno's such a big global company and golf's just a small part of their business. I think they just feel, well, you know, if we can sell, you know, some golf balls, great. You know, it's just adding to their sort of portfolio of products. So I don't think Mizuno will be too worried if they don't become #1 in golf balls, which is never going to happen. But, you know, it's all part of the story. Nice golf ball. If you do get a chance to try it and you're in that sort of high-end, high-performance ball, maybe just buy a sleeve of 3 if you can and see what you think. It was great for me except for the driver. For you it could be entirely different and it may be the golf ball you're looking for. Thanks for watching. Post your comments down below. Don't forget to clonk that subscribe button and that bell icon. And I'll be back soon. All the best. Bye for now.